Hello, I'm ABX and welcome back to episode 11 of my TU31 Let's Play. This is a Let's Play I started when the most recent update came out for Minecraft on the console, and which so far I've been having quite a bit of fun with, because we've built our House of Order and our House of Chaos, which, by the way, it started to spawn mobs in there and become more chaotic by itself, so, as well as the two donkeys that got in there, sheep spawned in there, and I actually turned it into like an animal pen as well as a house. So now we have a constant source of yellow wool, and you might question, why do we need all that yellow wool, which I'll go and actually connect now. So the reason I need the yellow wool is because last part, what we actually did is we went to the Nether, we got the stuff we needed to make a brewing stand, which I think, yeah, we have in our inventory just over there. So we have a brewing stand now, but we don't have a place to place it down. And I guess I could just place it down here, but, this isn't really the prime time spot for a brewing stand. So how am I going to place the brewing stand? Well, that's going to require a brewing stand building, because today I'm going to be making a giant brewing stand, which is going to require a lot of wool, so I'm shearing all the sheep I can for that reason, and also a bunch of yellow dye in the chest here. Yeah, we're going to be building a giant brewing stand, and I thought a bit about this for a little bit before I decided to do it, as to like, how do you build a giant brewing stand? Because unlike a lot of blocks, like if you look at a crafting table here, it's easy to work out, well, yeah, it's like, some slightly dark, oak wood or whatever, then it's some nice light wood, and then all that sort of stuff. With a chest, it's easy enough too, like orange and black, but with, when it comes to the brewing stand, it's such a bizarre shape that I figured it'd be a really fun challenge, and yeah, all I know is I need to use some stone, maybe some polished andesite, because it looks kind of funny, and some yellow wool, and we're going to make something happen. Whether that's something we good is something we can determine by the end, but I have built, like, when it comes to, Minecraft building, I like to build uniquely, because, I feel like good building is something that's, it's a rabbit hole that you'll never be the best at, so I like to be the best Toy Cat style builder, which I'm #1 at right now, but, yeah, no, seriously, yeah, I figure, basically, rather than trying to build something that's, like, this super cool thing, I'm going to build one of the most unique buildings, and it might be terrible, but the dream is, that because I have a decent amount of experience building these giant block houses, I build them all the time, that we might just get something good done. Either way, that's what we're going to be doing in today's episode. Hopefully you do all enjoy it. If you do, please do like the video and let me know. It helps out the channel a lot, and lets me know you do like it. I want to see more stuff like this. But yeah, well, let's get straight into it, really, shall we? So let's start by talking about where this will be, because, the villager apartment buildings, they're coming along. I'm slowly working on them bit by bit, and you can see progress is being made. I mean, this one's not so much, but yeah, progress is being made around here, and we are slowly getting, like, proper housing. But I do realize that because this, will be the center of the village, and they'll all kind of go out to there, I don't want to have anything built too close here that I really need. I mean, the library is the exception, I guess, because otherwise villagers will swarm in there and start annoying me if I leave a door there. So instead, what we'll do is we'll go an entire block. So this is going to be the crossroads here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we go an entire block, which is 15 by 15 in the city. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then just over here, as soon as we find a place that's not parallel with that, so I think just over here is the place, then we dig down a couple blocks, and then we flatten the ground a bit, and boom, this is going to be where we build our giant brewing stand. So like I mentioned, I'll actually just place this down so you can see the point I'm making, because the brewing stand is this super non-standard sized block. I mean, if you look at it, it kind of confuses you, right? And not only that, but it has a super non-standard hitbox. If you try and punch it, it actually won't let you. You have to punch the base. It's very, very bizarre in a lot of ways. Actually, wait, does it? Okay, it can flow above nothing. So yeah, today we're going to be leaving it there, and we're going to be trying to build off this, because I looked at the brewing stand quite intently for a little bit, I'll be honest, and I realized, wait a minute, these blocks here, they're not entirely like stone. If you look at them, it's almost a match. I mean, it's got some of the same color, but if you compare it to polished andesite, then it looks suspiciously similar, actually, and maybe that's just me thinking, oh, new block really works here, but yeah, look at those two blocks together, they look suspiciously similar, right? And I think if we just make these out of polished andesite, then we make this out of some yellow wool, we can do something really cool, and the main building can be inside the yellow wool, and maybe that's a good idea, maybe it's not. Either way, that's what we're finding out today, isn't it? So this is going to be the start of the building, and since we have to do this in a 15 by 15 block, that means we can't even do this in the proper scale it would be, so I guess we'll make these each 5 blocks wide, then make the center 5 blocks wide. So that means we'll have a slightly off-scale center, but so we can actually have stuff inside there, we need to do that, and yeah, that should just about work. So if we're placing the first block here, which we are, I know that's a big step to make, first block place, and then we need to actually get rid of a bunch of blocks to place more. So the cool thing about this desert is, desert biomes in general are mostly flat, but we're getting to the part of the desert that isn't mostly flat, and that's going to cause some problems later on. But for now, we're kicking the can down the road. As with most issues in life, you can just get away with saying, oh yeah, that'll get dealt with at some point soon. So place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and let's get one of these finished before tonight so we can look back at it and see if it looks like a base, and then we'll go 5 wide. I mean, we could go longer, and we do have the space to do so, but I feel like that's only going to lead to very bizarre places. So rather than doing that, we're just going to not, and then we'll do the exact same thing here. I did not realize we were building over this massive kind of crater thing, and there, just like that, we now go a second block up, I guess, because I think one is definitely not correct, and then with the second block up, we do that, and then maybe, oh wait, we need to make some more, and then I guess we'll also go for the ceiling, so just like this. We now have our first part of the brewing stand complete, and wasn't that easy? We have the brewing stand just finished with the left part of the brewing stand, just like that. And as you can see, at least to me, I mean, maybe it's because I'm in love with the idea, but like, I think that actually kind of matches the foot of this brewing stand, and if it doesn't, then you'll see later, or when you'll see as we expand it, maybe it'll look better there. So yeah, not so bad for a first effort. I mean, yeah, looking at it from a distance, you could, okay, imagine right now the rest of the brewing stand, all the important bits, and you could see that being the foot, but yeah, that's that. So, if I mentioned already what I'm going to be talking about in today's episode, I wanted to talk about city status and what makes a city, because if you know, we're building this city, and I was like, well, let's make it officially a city, and there's this rumor, yeah, it's a rumor, I mean, it sounds weird to call it a rumor, but, you know, there's a lot of people in the UK think that the way a city is defined is by having a cathedral, and that does make sense, because something like, you know, out of the 100 cities in the UK, like 98 have cathedrals. So, you know, it's close to being correct. But the truth is, city status isn't like a country and a continent. I feel like I'm going to ruin every meaning, every word that has some meaning to it. But yeah, it just the word country doesn't really have a fixed definition. I looked up like the actual definition using the Google thing, and you know, the first one is like a large-ish town or something like that. It didn't say large-ish, but you know, it said basically something along those lines. And then the second result was like the City of London. Because, you know, in UK English, saying the city generally refers to the City of London. And what makes that even more confusing is you might be like, oh, well, I guess that makes sense because, you know, London's the biggest city in the UK, one of the biggest cities in the world. So, you know, you call it the city, right? But the thing is, the City of London isn't actually London. So, yeah, because in the UK, you know, London's the big capital city. It's got, like I said, it's one of the biggest cities in the world. Really, really cool place, blah, 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 blah. But the thing is, London, as most people refer to it as, is this big, wider city that's like kind of its whole own county in the UK. But the thing about, we have to count 5 blocks across there. The thing about, you know, the City of London is the City of London isn't the same thing as that, because the City of London is a city that used to exist inside present-day London, that because basically, like, you know, when the Romans invaded, they couldn't actually take this final city, so they just left them, so there was a city that has an entirely different culture, but that's the city inside London, so the city inside the City of London that's called the City of London, and I know I'm getting confused, people. So the thing about that city is it actually, you know, it doesn't really meet the definition for a city because it's actually quite small in a lot of ways. It probably has a cathedral, but basically, yeah. So things are really confusing. The English language is confusing, and if you think you know something, apparently definitions don't mean too much. But I think, you know, that made me realize, like, truth be told, like a lot of things in you know, like a lot of things in language, you gotta realize that even though if something doesn't officially mean something, it still kind of means something. Because English is a I forget the term, but basically some languages actually have people who sit around a table and work out whether something should be a word, and they'll add new words to the dictionary. But, you know, the English language doesn't have people that do that. The English language evolves by itself, and, you know, if we decide that, you know, insert word here means something, then it will make it into a dictionary, and then it will become an official word as officially as one can become. I know French doesn't do this. French is the opposite. Like, they have... well, it might not be French, actually, but there are languages where people sit around and decide when new things should be words, which is it's a super bizarre concept, right? At least in my opinion. But yeah, so it's, you know, it's a descriptive language. We work out what people are saying, and then we add that to the language. And as a result of that, I think, you know, trying to argue that anything has an official definition is always going to be tricky because... Okay, so you know the word gay, right? I'm sure at some point, if you are under the age of... Well, I'm sure at some point in your life ever, if you've said the word, someone's been like, aha, well, you know, gay actually means happy. And if you look it up, one of the definitions of gay is happy. And it's funny, I read, I used to read a lot of books that were printed back in like the 50s, because that's where, but back when I was younger and I didn't have video games to play, that was what was on the bookshelf. And a lot of the times they'd use lots of interesting words like, you know, like gay in that concept, and they'd be like, yeah, you know, the colors of the flag are so gay and stuff like that. And I'd be like, ha 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 ha. But in all seriousness, it's like one of those things where you can then say like, oh, well, when you say gay, you actually mean happy and blah 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 blah. But truth be told, in a language, you are just kind of saying what you mean. Like, it doesn't matter if officially it means something else. I mean, if I change the word city to mean Toycats Let's Play World, and somehow enough people use it and people stop using it the other way, then city would become to mean Toycats Let's Play World City. And although that's a bit of a far-stretched goal, you know, it still kind of proves the point, or proves a point, right? I think so. So yeah, this is all of the yellow wool I have so far, just from this one shoot, to be fair. He provided quite a lot, but now we have to move on to the next one, or the next pile, which is going to require a lot of the dandelion yellow. And in fact, we have more white wool than we... Okay, so let's just do this. Oh, wait, it's 1 white per block. Oh, I thought you got 2 blocks of wool for... Oh, okay, that's terrible. Well, we only got 16 more wool now. Let's try and use this carefully. So we know this is going back 5 blocks. Let's put it all the way back just so we can see that. So 3, 4, 5. But then after that... actually, let's make the curve here. After that, we should probably focus a bit more on the front because that's what more, you know, can actually be seen. So we got 10 blocks. We got 4 things we need to... we have 5 things we need to go across. So that means we can go as simple as this. And yeah, this is going to be the front of the brewing stand. So now we can actually look at this and we can compare it to the original and we can see, is this going somewhere? And I think, besides these being maybe a bit too far apart, wait, let's get a little bit further away. Yeah, I think this is actually going to start to go somewhere. I think if we just get the scale of this right, because this is super tall in comparison to those, if we just make it a little bit smaller than it should be normally, because this is, I guess, 16 blocks or 14 blocks tall versus these 2 on that. If we just make this, let's say, 10, then it might scale in the mind and somehow work out. That's the dream anyway. We'll see if it actually works. But yeah, that's that. So also, I think we might make this go down a little bit too, because there are a lot of cool ideas we can work with here. But finally, first of all, let's work on the back thing, because you might notice there are 3 stands to the brewing stand. I'm not entirely sure what all of these individual things do, but for now, we just have to kind of go with it and say, yep, that's a thing that we understand. So now we're going to go around the back and do that. So, yeah, city doesn't really have a defined meaning, really, at all. Oh, is this just... Okay, I guess this just ties onto the back, like so. Well, that does make things a bit easier. But, you know, the thing is there's a lot of words around city that do make sense. And I guess you just have to kind of accept, like, cities have a rough meaning. Like, if there's a very large settlement, if there's a very large town, you can call it a city, and no one's going to be like, no, it's actually... Well, someone will be like, no, it's actually a town. But I think you're not actually in too much, you know, trouble because, you know, like, with a lot of things, you can just kind of accept that stuff. And a lot of terms around city actually do make sense. So, like, a planned city is a city that you plan. I guess this is technically a plan. Actually, wait, is this a planned city? I guess this is a planned city. Which, by the way, planned city is always something that interests me because, you know, grids are the super common thing that you use. Like, I think I probably mentioned this in the previous video, but, you know, grids are super common in the US, but not so common in the UK, and it leads to a lot of interesting terminology, like the word block, where, you know, like 5 blocks away from something. In TV shows, that used to always confuse me as a child. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, is that some weird, you know, is that like just random fairy language or whatever? No, blocks actually mean something in the US, and that's something interesting I learned. So, okay, now we've got the 3 things done, and I've mined some more sandstone, which we could use if we needed to. Actually, I guess we should probably... flatten around this area. I think the next step on this is to make the things around the brewing stand, because the brewing stand isn't just 3 of these and then the yellow pillar, which it might look like at first, but there's also this thing on the side here, that thing at the top, and then these red things. So the red things is why we need netherrack. Oh, actually, we could use granite, and I think that might look pretty good. So these red things can be made from granite. This is going to be made from... I think this has to be made from stone, right? Because it's a slightly darker color. Actually, is stone darker? It looks slightly darker, and we're going to use stone just anyway. We need to make these 2 things on the side, which will go diagonally, which is confusing, and then we can kind of decide the height from there, I guess. And then we're going to go out a few blocks, and this is going to be really tricky to do in survival. I mean, I guess this is the sort of build you need to do, that would be a lot easier to do in creative, but... You know, I'm always willing to accept a challenge. So we leave 1 block of clearance, which we actually need to... Oh, wait, we need to keep the cooked pork chops out. We'll leave 1 block of clearance here. So we'll just get a random block of sand and then start placing up. And now we have to decide how many blocks up we're going and stick to it. So this is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then the 12 blocks will be made out of this, which means that this is just the thing on the side. I really need to look... Okay, so we can look at that from a distance. Yeah, these things are like 2 blocks out on the side, so that means there's a second one of these. Oh, does that means I'm entirely fine with this one, so that means we can actually work on the top of this thing here. So, oh, actually, this goes all the way to the top, so that means if there's an extra 2 blocks to go to 12, then that means that we just place 2 blocks on the side here, because you might have noticed that also, this is something I kind of subtly noticed, is at the top, it's actually got this thing going all the way around the outside, so that means we just kind of build like this, except all around. And then just like that, we've got the top done as well. And then we just need to kind of fill in the middle. And the middle's the worst part be missing. It's like with a story. Like, you can miss the start and you can call it a cool, you know, like a cool Ex Machina, I think it's called. You can miss the end and say it's a cliffhanger. But if you miss the middle, then you just don't have anything. It's like having a sandwich without bread. I mean, you can have a sandwich without fillings and people are going to be disappointed. If you have a sandwich without bread, it's not even a sandwich. So hopefully that's a useful little tip that you learn while we work on our complex brewing stand measurements. I don't want to fall down and die, but I think that's... Oh, I'm not going to die, but I think taking damage is one of my only options. Okay, so just like that, you should be able to kind of see the resemblance, right? Maybe. So now we got to do the second pillar up, and we'll give it a look from this side, and it might just look pretty good. I mean, that's the dream, as always. It's always the dream. So then we'll do a second one of these up. Again, we're going to remove this block, place one here. And then we're going to get this exactly right to how it was before. So we go all the way to the top, matching that. Oh, wait, this is... I should have done... Oh, no, it's fine, it's fine. Then we go one block out. Then we go another block out. And then we're going to go some blocks up, I think. Yeah, if you look at the brewing stand, it's for some reason goes up a few blocks. So we'll go like 2 blocks up. And then we also need to go a few blocks down. I don't know how much, like 4 blocks down, which we could try and do while... Oh, wait, if we had a water bucket... We don't have a water bucket. Do we have ladders? We can make ladders. We probably shouldn't up here. But yeah, what we could actually do, what we need to do is we need to place these under the thing. So for now, what we'll just do is we'll work on the other sides and we'll make that happen. So yeah, another thing I was wondering about is, so as well as just, you know, cities don't really mean too much. Okay, then that's fine. Not too much does. I've come to accept that now. But I'm wondering, like, so whenever we do decide to live on the moon or Mars, like, the issue of whose country it is kind of a questionability thing. But, like, will we just refer to them as, like, being cities and towns and settlements like on the Earth? Because it'd be a bit weird to be like, okay, so imagine a postcode, for instance. Postcodes don't reference your country, but they've got your thing on the address. Would the address just say Mars? Or would you, you know, for instance, when that does happen, will addresses need to become more complex? Will you need to specify not only the country, not only the, you know, your postcode, not only your town, etc. Will you have to clarify your planet? And that's an interesting thing. But I think that's, you know, that's the least far worries if we're settling down on Mars, which, by the way, is actually something that I guess is happening in, like, our lifetimes. And that's something that excites me, truth be told, because, you know, we haven't really done too much, you know, like, when we landed on the moon, if you believe we landed on the moon, I'm just messing around, but, you know, when we landed on the moon, for instance, that's, like, a big technological advance. That's, like, we've gone somewhere that no man has been before or something like that. And because, you know, we've been slowly funding less and less all the stuff since then, we haven't really achieved anything significantly cool. It'd be cool to be like, oh yeah, we live on Mars now, because that's like the next step towards being that super cool species that does the whole thing. Also, as a nice thing, if a meteor hits Earth, not everyone suddenly dies. That's always a nice benefit, I think, you know. Just not having everyone not die. That's got some real benefits to it. So actually, wait. Should we use Netherrack? Okay, I think we should use regular granite, because I was thinking of Netherrack because, like, I want a super red block, but I think regular granite looks way better than polished granite, and we only have polished granite, so we'll just get 12 of this, which fortunately comes in a nice little hole over here. Because, yeah, when it comes to, if you ever need to make a build out of these blocks, by the way, I used to think they were a little bit more rare than they are. It seems like they just appear pretty much everywhere you go mining, and even on the surface a lot of the time. So it does make life a bit easy in that way, and that's nice, I guess. So let's replace the flint still with the granite, and now let's try and do... So what we have to do is we have to try and get up there to place our things. And actually, I might be able to just get lucky. Yeah, actually, what I can just do is float up to here. And then we need to place 4 blocks down, I think it was. Maybe we'll start with 3, and if it doesn't look right, we'll go 4. So 1, 2, 3. I guess, yeah. 4 would have been really tricky. Then we'll remove the bucket, and just like that, boom, we place blocks we shouldn't otherwise be able to. This is something oh, okay, so that looks weird. I think Netherrack, oh, maybe polished, actually. Let's give that a look compared to the original specification. I think maybe we should use polished granite at the ends of the regular granite, if that makes sense. And then I also think that we'll go 4th block, because it's 5 on the regular build, actually. Like, I made a mistake when I just mentally made it as 4. So we'll place 1 there, and then... Actually, we'll just leave the 4th one there. And that doesn't look so bad, I don't think. It looks kind of weird with nothing else there, so if we remove this, like without the entire yellow stand there, that does look weird. But if we place 3 of those, they should start to look pretty good. Like, you got a picture in your head ahead of time, because otherwise you're just looking at this bizarre floating build. So let's do that. Let's just picture ahead, and let's do the exact same thing we just did there. but over here. So we'll get the sand back out. Place a block there and there because we need place on it. And then let's try this again. So one... Actually, we can just place up till we get to where we were before. We don't even need to count. And then we gotta fall down. Probably should have just done both at the same time now that I think about it. But, you know, that's hindsight. It's 2020. This one needs to go diagonal, so we do need to waste a block each time we do this, which is... I guess it kind of hurts me, but it's fine. And then we also go 2 blocks up. And I think the 2 blocks up... Yeah, we use the same block. I was thinking, like, maybe we should andesite and make it cooler. But I think just doing that is also going to work. And then we need to get down, which... Oh, wait, we had a water bucket. Why did we take full damage anyway? So we'll just hop down. And on the way down, we place 1, 2, 3. Switch out. And then use the polished granite. Oh, we have to float up. There we go. So now we need to just float back up. Grab the water. And let's give this a look now. Because now we've got 2. It's the majority. And if this looks terrible still, then maybe we've got something to work on. But I think... I can see... Okay, so look at this. You see it? And then look at that. I think we're on something. I think it might have been better to use something different for the second pillar. Like, it looks like it's a slightly different color, so maybe we should have corrected. Like, maybe we should use diorite for some of these blocks. I don't know, but we'll have to see when the third one's done, I guess. So let's give this a final try. Well, actually, it would probably be better to not wait until the third one. We'll give this one a look, and we'll try the same thing here. So we'll go... stand on some sand, and then we'll do both at the same time this time, rather than falling down and taking the damage and just wasting a lot of stuff. Okay, let's try this exact same thing here. Just go all the way to the top, and then we gotta waste some more blocks, which is fine. Oh, wait, it's not fine to waste stone, because we're just... Oh, yeah, we're entirely out of stone. That is a problem right there. So we'll just place the one block. Also, we'll actually just place a granite block then place the block, and then say, oh, well, we're entirely out of blocks here. So we actually only need 3 more, as it turns out, which is kind of inconvenient to have that happen while you're up here. So what I'll do instead is I'll just place some water down there. I'll head down, and then I have to deal with some other issues. So, yeah, to kind of conclude the thoughts I had there, I think cities are kind of redundant, don't have a meaning, and because of that, I can actually declare this a city. Because in the UK, the Queen, or not directly the Queen, like a committee that obviously is headed by the Queen, just kind of decide if something deserves to be a city, and being a city is like a great honor to some extent. So since, you know, the monarch in Toycat land, the overall, you know, world that this lives in, is yours truly, I'm going to ask him for a permit to become a city, and I guess we'll have to wait till... No, I can approve it right now. So that over there is the city of... something. Actually, wait, that's something I do need some comment feedback on, because I don't know what to call this city, because there's a bunch of cool names I could give it. I don't know if I properly have one. We need to put some cobblestone in the furnace, then just wait for it to... actually, wait, if we only need 4 blocks, then let's just put half a stack in there, you know? Let's not go overboard. And then it's also, since we have this spare time, we have some wool. Let's shear the yellow sheep, and let's also try and get some more yellow flowers, because I really would like to do some more work on that main tower, because I feel like that's the core thing that will make everything come together. Like, I'm worried it might not be, but I feel like, you know, it's got to be worth trying at the very least. So, okay, just give me 2 blocks, that's fine. Oh, also, something you might notice there, like the little snip, is in the most recent update, I didn't even notice this till I did it, like, for the 50th time, but when you shear sheep, you get this kind of snipping sound, and to me, at the very least, that's new. I mean, maybe I just didn't hear it before, and maybe it's this different TV I'm currently using this week, but I'm not entirely sure. I'm not entirely sure at all. So, yeah, I guess let's go back to the furnace. I was hoping we'd find some yellow flowers, but I guess I just snipped... Oh, wait, you see all the way in the distance there? Also, there should be some sunflowers over there, but I want to keep those intact. Oh, wait, what we can do. Okay, here's what we can do to get a bunch of yellow. So, we grab our bones. We got 15 bones. We convert those all into bone meal. Okay, here's a sneaky little pro tip at the end of the episode. You thought, okay, we're at the end of the episode, not too much happening here. No, there's a sneaky pro tip happening yet. Or actually, it's a sneaky pro tip I've heard. I haven't got around to testing it yet. It's just one of those things I assume is true, because it sounds... I've tested it on double tool grass. I haven't tested it anywhere else. But I believe that if you bone meal a flower, you get the flower. Aha! Oh, you get the sunflower head? Wait, does it just look like this? One sec, this doesn't look like a full sunflower. Is that... Okay, so that is how that works. So yeah, this means what we can actually do is we can bone meal the sunflower. Oh, over and over again. And boom, now we have all the yellow dye in the world. So I think we'll only use some of it here. We'll leave like 15 for ourselves. That is how you get yourself a bunch of yellow dye. Because now the sunflower can be presumably turned into more yellow dye than just dandelion yellow, right? Wait, can you not turn the sunflower into dye? Oh, you can. It just... Wait, does this recipe like use... Oh, it's a different dandelion yellow. So, yeah, you get 2 per one of these, and that's really good. So now we have 60, and now that should be more than enough than we need. So, pro tip right there. Again, it's one I just kind of read, I think from a comment, and then also from someone else, and I was like, yeah, let's use that. So that's how you get a bunch of certain dye you need. Just use bone meal on the flower, because everyone has a bunch of bones, because, you know, you're always accidentally killing skeletons, or if you're killing with skeletons the wither, you just end up with a bunch of that stuff, and that's how you get all this stuff. So I said stuff like 5 times that sentence. So now we're going to take the stone that we didn't grab out of the furnace. That would have been embarrassing. We're going to grab the stone, and we're going to finish off this build here, and or we're going to make a decent kind of finishing attempt here. So, yeah, we also need to... There's no sheep on the way. I wish there was a way to get some wool. Also, if you want to get some wool to go with the stuff that you got from that, and if you killed a lot of mobs, or if you have like a mob farm or a mob grinder or whatever you have. A mob grinder is still something I've never built, by the way. Like, it's something I guess I should do at some point, but it's like, oh, I don't really want to. But yeah, a pro tip, if you do have one of those, you can use string to make wool, and that means using just entirely like mob products. You can get yourself a bunch of colored wool, which is handy if you want to make cool builds, in my opinion. So yeah, we're going to turn all of this into yellow wool. So where's all the yellow at? There's the yellow. I guess that's 25 yellow wool. Very, very handy. Or 27, because we got some already. And then we need to climb back up here, and we need to finish up this whole thing. Also, remove the sand from underneath, because it's just not needed anymore. So, okay, let's do this. Toy gets climbing water. I don't even understand how you climb water, because, you know, in my head, it seems logical that, yeah, you can go up water, but I'm pretty sure, I mean, I don't swim in real life, so maybe if any of you are hardcore swimmers, you can let me know, but I'm pretty sure, did this not go out? Oh, I didn't put it out. I'm pretty sure in real life, you can't swim upwards, like, you can just about float, and even floating's kind of, floating, I was going to say it's tricky, but I guess floating can be tricky, just to not insult people who find floating easy, but even then, like, you know, that's not really swimming up something. I guess, though, if you were floating in something that was an uphill water stream, maybe you'd float to the top. I don't know the science behind how people float, but it's something that does always strike me as a little bit weird. So, yeah, now we've done the exact same thing everywhere, and that's what that looks like. Okay, so I think that looks pretty good so far. I think you can obviously see the rough around the edges kind of thing to the whole thing. But if we now use that 27 on the front, which we're obviously going to, so we just place a block there, and now we just go 5 blocks this way, and then we remove the sand, and then we do all of that stuff together, I reckon we'll get something that looks palatable. Yep, that's right. Palatable is the grand honor we're going for today. And because, like I said, I scaled it to make it... Oh, jeez, we can't actually do this. So I scaled it to make it a little bit better in some ways. Then now we should look at this, and we should go, oh geez, how did I not know that was there? I've made mistakes like that so many times. But yeah, if we now look at this, and then we compare it to that. Okay, wait, let's remove the sand. This sand is an unfair obstruction. Oh, and then let's also remove that stone block there, which I don't know why that's there. But yeah, now you look at this, and you're like, you know what? I can see it. It looks a little bit chunky. It doesn't look entirely right. But I think if we look at this from a distance, see, that's the trick. With anything that you don't like the look of up front, just say, oh yeah, you need to look from a distance. And then you keep adding distance till you think it looks good. Okay, there we go. From that angle, I really like that. It could just be me, but that's something I guess the comments get to decide. And that's where our brewing stand is going to go. So we're gonna have multiple brewing stands in there. I would have like an automatic potion system of some form. But for now, it's spawning mobs, so I'm going to run back to my home. Hope you did all enjoy this episode of the Let's Play. I was going to say the Update Adventures, but that's not a thing that's happening right now. For those of you who are wondering, by the way, the Update Adventures will be back at some point in the future. But right now, I'm just having a fun, like, building a city project thing, which isn't something that's really a thing in the Let's Play. But yeah, hope you did all enjoy this Let's Play and the Let's Play week in general. There is one more episode. I guess there's also the next Monday, so it's like 8 videos in a row. Or maybe that would be... I don't even know. But yeah, I hope you did all enjoy this Let's Play week. If you did, please do like it and let me know. Share if you really liked it, and subscribe if you are new around here. I make videos like this every single day on my channel. And I just realized, wait a minute, we'll make the Monday the last episode of this week, because otherwise... Yeah, well, okay, so Let's Play will be on Monday, potentially tomorrow. My schedule's in flux, because as this video goes up, I'm currently traveling, and yeah, I don't know when I'll be home or if my setup will suddenly work. So we got a lot of questions to answer, and hopefully I answered 0 of them, because that's how many I seem to try to. But yeah, hope you did enjoy today's video. Like it if you liked it, share if you liked it, subscribe if you're new around here, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!